You guys ready to play?
Hell yeah.
Fucking
I think so.
right.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's go. Fuck it. Let's start it.
I took the wrong one on purpose.
All right, guys. Let's begin. Please adjust your mic. I've changed some of my settings, so if it's a little bit too loud, tough shit.
Wait.
So, let's begin. Last time on the Dark Lantern.
Okay.
You guys hear it?
I'm not going to
Too loud.
comment.
What is that? What's happening? I don't actually hear anything. Last time on the Dark Lantern Saga, Alexander is accosted
You're
by
cutting
Lord...
out.
You're cutting out.
Oh shit! Am I? Fuck it.
Just
motherfucker.
talk,
Fuck
man.
it. Fuck
Just
it.
talk.
Fuck it. Yeah. Last time on the Dark Lantern Saga, Alexander is accosted by Lord Neilford, who turns out to be a giant cockroach wearing human skin. However, Alexander manages to talk his way out of the combat with his mighty charisma. The gay couple, Ebrius and Bast, make their way to the magical district of Fairhaven, where they find out the awful truth about the dark being that is inside Ebrius. The new and exciting and straight couple, Duron and Coravel, buy very exotic metals for a pretty decent price. Eventually, the group reassembles once again before the mighty Warden's Gate, only to find a major traffic jam, an extremely long line. Alexander tries to get all high and mighty, stating that he nor his
He
companions
is high and mighty.
need to wait in line. He hasn't proved himself to be shit. But anyway, the Crown's Guard, no-nonsense soldiers who answer directly to the Queen, tell him to wait in line, and we're all good. But this is not good enough for Alexander, who, by the way, is a lawful good paladin. He is then arrested as the Crown's Guard recognizes that he might be one of the spies that they're apparently looking for. The rest of the group is not arrested because they kind of slinked away as this was all happening, whispering to each other like, hey, let's get that fuck out of here. And they make their way to the docks, where they charter a fishing boat from two fantastic fishermen. One named John C07, a fabulous supporter of ours. The party then splits once again as Duron Lee realizes that his best friend, Gabriella Nisa, the spirit inside a bronze clockwork brain, has gone missing. Duron, Bast, Cora, and Ebrius head back to the city of Fairhaven. Aurelia, now alone, heads to Passage and hopes to catch a lightning ride, back to their base. Tune in now to see what the fuck is going on. So, who wants to go
Clap
first?
sounds.
No clap sounds for this. Who wants to go first? Okay, clap sounds.
Deserve it.
Since Aurelia went off alone, she's probably gonna die now, so let's give her the stage.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's just
so.
get it over with.
It is quite possible. But
I mean, it's Cal's game. You can die for doing
You're
that.
too soft.
let's go to the map. The mappity map. I
I'm
love
so
some
tiny.
maps. In the world, yeah. You guys are tiny.
I mean, I'm at least 4 Tarask size. I could
Yeah, well, that's
destroy
nice.
Passage. And as you can see, it's Bast's picture, not Duron's, because Bast is the secondary leader, obviously.
So I have a question. Do you guys do or say anything before you guys leave? Before you split the party again?
Well, yeah, I told them where I'm going and what I'm doing, and like, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. One more thing. I've switched out rhythm for something called groovy, so you guys have to readjust the volume a little bit here.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, from the other games I had with the other D&D groups, it's on 0%. Reflex. Okay, 20%.
What the groovy?
Yeah, it's always been on 0% from the moment it joined one of my D&D groups. Oh, I hear it. It's pretty nice, actually.
I'd suggest putting it like 2 or 20 or 30 or something like that. Like
Is the bird sounds coming from Roll20 or from Groovy?
Groovy.
groovy.
Okay, then I need 40%.
Oh no. I would not recommend it. No. Like I'd say 30. Like the bird sounds are supposed to be kind of like quiet.
Okay,
So if
then
I play
20%.
something else,
There's
it's kind
different sound setups. I have it at 70, and it's very background noisy to me. So
of okay. Fair warning. Gotcha. So
There is one thing you would like to do before Aurelia leaves.
okay, sure.
He's just gonna approach her and say, "Alright, you're really going back by yourself?"
Well, I think I'm going to be fine. I have this bag that produces animals. And I'm pretty good at running away from problems.
I don't really like you going on by yourself, but do what you do. Then he's gonna reach into his bag, pull out some papers, and this is the map we got from the Tower of what was her called? Tower of Lolith. Thank you. And some letters basically discussing the invasion. Alright. Take this back to Fallon.
Alright. You have any message for Malor if I stumble upon her?
Ask her if she hurt her back again. She'll know what it means.
Alright.
He'll pat Aurelia on the shoulder. Good luck, boss.
Best of luck there, Ebrius, and thank you.
Just gonna turn and walk back to the rest of the party.
I love how he's saying it's like probably gonna be a goodbye because I'm
They're going on off on your own, like literally miles and miles and miles away.
It's not too far. It's only 2 days away.
I mean,
I don't get how anyone survives in a fantasy world, because whenever you travel more than 10 meters, it's like, a dragon appears. Living is hard.
so
Well, I
Aurelia,
can survive a
haven't tried
dragon.
the dragon yet, you know. At most a white.
dragons are very rare in Eberron, actually.
Yeah, they have their own continent, I think, where they reside.
Yeah, they do. You really don't find them too often. That's why I haven't been able to bring them out, which was kind of like a.
Yeah, and if one appeared, it would probably be like panic because of it.
Yeah. So you guys are already level 8. So if would you just say, Nita? Would you just say to my face?
Give me the love amulet again, then you could have your dragon.
Dude, you can choose to find it.
Oh,
No.
Threw it away.
I might find it.
But anyways,
I already have Sybaris. He is a dragon, not the convention, not usual dragon, but holy dragon.
Aurelia, you were gifted a horse for an hour. So as you ride off, as you guys all wake up in the morning, there's dew everywhere, and the previous nights have been pretty rainy and stormy. But the morning comes, and the overcast has been evaporated by this radiant sun in the sky, and it's just burning all the moisture up in the ground. When you left on the horse, Aurelia, you can see the water begin to dampen the horse's legs as it starts to gallop. Probably halfway through your ride, and the sun is now beginning to scorch the back of your neck. After the other 30 minutes, I remember we rolled that check where the horse actually disappears because
Yeah, and I fell down.
Yeah, and you kind of just fell and tumbled. That's where we'll leave. That's where we'll begin. So you tumble on the ground, and you look up at the sky lying on your back, and you see this giant orb in the sky, and it feels good on your skin. The warmth of the sun kind of bringing back memories. You hear the sounds of bird calls in the forests nearby, and quite honestly, it's quite peaceful where you are right now. You can't help but just, breathe in the fresh air, being in Fairhaven for as long as you have been. And as you lay there, something begins to tickle the edge of your consciousness. Like, almost as if you're seeing something out of the corner of your eye with like a really high perception in your peripheral view. But this is like in your mind, in your spirit, that you feel this tickling. And its direction is inside the forest that you are bordering.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that one. I am not going into the forest
I think nothing will
by
happen.
myself.
I think nothing will
What
happen.
could happen? Something is like pushing me to the forest. Like, what could seriously happen? I will get up and I will continue on my way, because even as a cleric, I'm not confident enough to just get in this forest by myself.
All right.
And as I do, I would like to test out my new toy.
What new toy?
I summon an animal. I summon a
Oh.
lion. I summon a lion with a roll of d8 from my bag.
Okay.
I'll summon 2 more. I'll just start summoning.
Okay.
Oh, what is this? A mastiff. What is mastiff? A dog?
Dog, yeah.
Okay.
A 5.
As you
And I summon a giant goat. A lion, a mastiff, and a giant goat.
Okay. As you do, the lion comes out first, and it comes out hungry and looking. It doesn't see you as a threat, but you can just hear it roar. It's looking around, and then pops a mastiff. The dog, this large dog, just kind of bewildered. It looks at you, and then thirdly, a giant goat, just kind of pops in. Like the smoke, it makes like a popping sound as the creature is summoned forth. But the bah is like the goat is screaming as it does. So 3 creatures.
Ghost screams.
The lion pounces on the goat and starts to tear into it.
I can command him not to.
The mastiff sits there, its tail wagging, looking at you, waiting for a command. You
I
watch
can command the lion to stop that.
you continue to say I can, but you don't.
I
So
mean,
the lion is tearing into the goat. What do you do?
but I should have absolute control over it according to the item. But
Now the lion is now like digging in. You see chunks of viscera and gore from this goat just flying in different directions. The lion's jaw and mouth is now covered in red blood.
okay, I will remember not to do that again.
And then the goat disappears. The lion licks its lips, or licks its giant maw a little bit, licks his paws as it kind of rests right next to where it fed on the goat. The dog is still wagging its tail, looking up at you in anticipation.
Two of you will accompany me to the city. She commands that, and she starts walking to passage. That's her command that she gives.
Okay, and you begin to walk towards passage with a lion who kind of hangs back a little bit. I would say the lion does listen to what you tell it to do, but it just doesn't necessarily want to. The mastiff, on the other hand, leads you as if it was like the alpha, just kind of standing. It's walking maybe like 3 or 4 feet in front of you. Occasionally, you'll see the mastiff stop and sniff the ground, maybe mark its territory from time to time, but otherwise it stays in step with you. You walk for quite a while. I will say roll a survival check. Okay.
19.
All right, and it starts to get dark at one point. You're pretty close, still walking along the edge of the forest towards passage. As you do, settle down for the night. Do you light a campfire? Do you go cold? What do you do?
Yeah, sure, I will put some campfire.
Okay. As you start a campfire, you see as tiny little sprites, almost like miniature dolls made out of fire, kind of leap out. 1, 2, 3. And they all kind of just cock their heads as they look at you.
Aurelia kind of waves at them slightly.
The 3 little fire sprites, or fire spirits, you can call them, just kind of giggle. You can hear their high-pitched laughter just kind of giggling everywhere. Just here.
That's creepy as fuck, okay?
And then they just run. You can see like small little trails of embers left behind as they run off into the forest. As that happens, that same tickling sensation creeps along the back of your neck. A breeze passes through you towards the forest, and you hear one word. Eberron. It's like soft, melodic, almost feminine. Eberron. And that's where we'll leave off on Aurelia.
That's might be a very good or bad sign, depending on how you made Eberron in this campaign. Okay.
Cow. It's always bad.
I mean, Eberron is not a bad person, but you know,
No.
yeah.
Keep fucking around. See what I mean, you know? Yeah. DMs have feelings too, guys.
You lie.
Yeah.
You
I really
are a
don't care.
Yonti in real life. You don't have feelings.
How did you know this?
Because I am one too.
Alright, so Bast, Coravel, Duron, and Ebrius. What do you guys do? You have an easier way of traveling as you guys are as you guys are together, and you guys are like riding like cowboys of the West back in the day. Just you have all four of you all have horses. What do you do? Let's say you guys rode for 3 hours is the max, right, Bast? You said. All right, so after 3 hours of traveling on the road, made some good distance towards Fairhaven, but you guys are starting to walk now. Bast, I need you to roll a concentration check. Actually, no, not concentration check. Just like a regular. No, actually, Bast, do you warn the others that the spell is about to end soon?
Probably just Ebrius.
Wow.
Just
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
How are you guys riding? I don't know what the
Just rude
formation
as
is.
Eberron gives
Yeah.
Bast an evil grin.
Cora can jump off the horse. Anyway, I saw her do that last time.
Yeah, but why would you?
Down.
Riding over and whispering Ebrius here, you can just go like, "Hey everyone, spell's about to run out." You're making things more difficult in order to keep it secret.
What do you do, Bast?
Yeah.
And what? How are you guys riding? Is it like 2x2, like Duron and Coravel together
Yeah.
riding next to each other?
Yeah, they're in the
Ebrius and
front
Bast?
and Bast and Eberron are in the back.
Ah, god damn it! It's just like double dating sessions now. Um,
I have a date with a god, guys, in the forest. So
I might actually just, if I was part of a group, I would just probably be with Aurelia.
Yeah,
Um,
and Keto, what's
yeah.
it saying? If you have a date with a god in the forest and no one's there to see it, does it really matter?
Well, my other god sees it. Cerberus sees it, so one god is watching me do it with another god.
Oh god.
He might even join, even though it's his sister.
I mean, Game of Thrones popular, why not?
But yeah, I would probably warn Ebrius in time and just shout something to Cora and do one just about a second before they disappear.
They look behind, like, wait, why are they stopping and dismounting? Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean, if that's what happens.
Role play.
If I'm riding, I'm just gonna get close to Ebrius. Was the horse about to disappear?
Alright. Should we tell the others?
Just right before they disappear.
Alright, he gives you an
now
evil
you're
grin.
like memeing us.
Cora doesn't fall flat on the floor, on the ground anyways. You've seen her in Fairhaven.
Yeah.
I don't care, I don't know about Duron, but I would love to see his face when
Yeah.
he hits the ground.
It's kind of like collateral damage. It's a Duron we want to fuck over.
Okay. Do you
Kill all of you.
do you warn the others?
This is gonna be my second character who turns evil.
We were just waiting right at the second when the horses disappear. Duron, Cora, watch out!
Okay.
What?
So 2 horses travel. They actually like get pretty far from you, Bast. Roll a d20. Or actually, the rest of Cora and Duron, you guys roll perception checks.
Oh god.
Guess how that's gonna go.
Roll.
Hey!
Oh,
Hey!
Reset.
Get a good luck card.
Reset.
Draw the card.
You-
Let's hope.
Is it a reset?
No.
I believe in gems.
Oh,
What is
Hey,
it?
it is a 1d8 though. I get a plus 1d8 after making a saving throw.
you see.
Nice, that's
it's-
actually really
it's all- It's really fine. You now have 2. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and Duron has wronged Bast a lot. Well, not wronged in a way like
How?
he slighted Bast in the past, you know.
Been snarky.
You're annoying.
Yeah, snarky. Cora, Duron, you both hear Bast yell out, "The horse is gonna disappear soon." What do?
I try
You
to stop
feel-
my horse.
You feel the horse begin to evaporate into fine green dust and begin to glitter and become more ethereal. I need both of you to roll. Coravel, you can just describe how you get out of the, just jump off the horse. Duron, roll a dex check with advantage. And this is happening while Ebrius and Bast are just dismounting the horse.
Hey!
Reset.
What'd you get?
He got a critical.
Dude,
success.
2 nat 20s in a row. Wow, you guys are hitting it off.
I got. Oh, well, that's.
I just sort of, stand up in the saddle and do my traditional showing off in front of everyone. Stand up in the saddle that's slowly disappearing beneath me, and then just do like a triple backflip off my horse, landing in a perfect landing, like arms up, like all of that. You know me with my traditional show offness.
Like, Coravel doesn't even, bend any grass when she lands. She, lands on top of, the grass, the blades of grass, and then kind of sinks to the ground a little bit. What about Duron?
Well, not nearly as smooth. Like, you try to quickly, stop the horse, and in that second, it, disappears. So you kind of,
What?
when it flex,
It's like
No,
a
it's like-
One Piece anime.
yeah.
But anyway.
But take a few steps, and almost fall, and then he's like, "Ooh, I made it."
In the back, Ebrius
could-
has his armor on Bast, and he's looking at this.
I know I could have said something cool, but Duron wasn't gonna be and I do a 6 times backflip while gliding off a tree. No, just
Yeah,
almost fails but succeeds.
we could say Mecha Panther kind of also runs underneath the horse too, and you can just when the
yes,
horse
I-
disappears, you're just riding on Mecha Panther now.
Yes, that's
Um,
happens. I just,
just-
good. Jumps on Mecha Panther. Go, my steed.
In the
yeah.
back, Ebrius has his armor on Bast, enjoying this spectacle, and then he just looks to Bast and says, "Thanks for the show," and kiss him on the head.
Hey,
he's more like, I was expecting you to say, "Damn it, I was hoping he would fall."
Hey, bastard ass hat. What about a warning next time?
I did warn you.
What about maybe more than a second?
I mean, you made it.
Barely.
What you want? No
Ebrius
horse.
whispers, "You're evil sometimes, you know that."
I don't consider this as being evil.
Maybe just a little.
All right, and all 4 of you have dismounted. Still, in general vicinity of each other. Looking at their, what do you guys do? Say it's
Talk.
about 3 p.m.
They do each other like always.
Yes, while traveling. It's
Is
severely
it-
lows travel.
Hey,
increased
that's
travel
only
time.
Bast and Ebrius.
Just-
Corval and Duron have that.
Yeah, we haven't done anything yet. I just sat on
Well,
the end of his bed, meditating with
She
his
is
love.
more like fucking his sleep instead of him.
I mean, you're
Hey.
not wrong.
Rude.
Alright, Duron, what's the plan?
Well, I mean, my plan so far is, of course, like, gonna go in. Bast, druids have wide range of magic. Do you have any way of breathing underwater with magical means?
I would have to meditate a little bit for me to be able to use that spell.
Sure, but like maybe for tomorrow, because then we could just swim in. How long does the spell last? I mean, if it lasts like 2 minutes, then it's pointless.
On meta level, it's
so
24
picky.
hours.
Oh, and he's being intelligent about it. Duron doesn't know how long it lasts.
I'm saying to Nina on meta level, I think it's 24 hours.
24 hours here.
Okay, well that's a.
Do we really have to go by water? I don't like deep water that much.
I mean, we could also try to enter, just from the gate. But I mean, if they are looking for us, which I'm not sure why they would, but that would have us maybe slight increase in danger.
I mean, they were looking for us on the way out, but I'm not sure should we risk it just walking in. But if I remember correctly, the traffic coming in was way faster, so maybe we could pass by.
Yeah.
Hey, Bast, look at it this way. If you can breathe underwater, you can't drown.
Yeah, but it would be a lot easier if I could actually swim. And I don't want to.
Wait, you can't
But-
swim? But you were kidding when you told me that earlier. Alright, when this is done with swimming lessons with Ebrius.
Is that why you
Sure.
always sit near the river in our? Is that?
The river isn't deep. I can't drown in the river.
That's not even a river, that's a stream.
Yeah,
Guys,
that's why you
guys,
just use it.
you know that he can turn into a fish or let you
I do
have
not
water
want.
breathing. I mean, you
God
could,
damn, Aurelia, get off this line. You have a date with your god.
Yeah, fuck off, Aurelia.
Don't be rude.
I mean, the god forgot her strap on, so I'm not actually having it.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, 2 women can fornicate
Yeah.
without having a strap on, man.
yeah.
well,
Sounds
maybe she doesn't want to do it that way. Haven't you
Maybe
thought
we should get
about
off
that?
them line.
Again, you're too picky.
But yeah, what do you guys do?
No, we can just go through the gate. I mean, that's.
I mean,
Also
we
have a-
have quite a little bit of time to discuss anyway.
Coravel, do you have any?
According to the map, we haven't moved at all.
Yeah, you're right, because we left off with you guys getting off the horse last session.
Coravel, do you have any ideas?
But yeah, let's just get to the. We should probably head towards the road then, the one like sooner, so we don't just appear, like near the city.
I mean, I'm from around here, guys. What I could do is I could always just go into the city. They won't suspect me or know who I am. And then I could just go and hire us some more boats to pick us up outside town and then take us back in.
But shouldn't we at least leave the waterway to get out? What if they actually see us getting in this way and then we can't go out this way anymore?
It's not it's not a dumb idea, Cora. I think that's pretty smart, but Ebrius does have a fair point, and maybe we can just walk in.
I'm always down to try that too.
Yeah.
Actually,
But it's a
I'm
great
gonna
exit,
mark
like
for
you came up with the first place, and then we can just do the same.
That sounds good to me. I know that I have a feeling that a certain boater wouldn't mind seeing us again.
We don't have
Not with how
Aurelia.
much we paid him last time.
You don't have Karen with you.
Yeah, Karen, yeah.
Even so,
Even though we don't have Aurelia who keeps jumping on this private line.
I am your leader. I can do what I want. Shut up.
But yeah, well, let's walk towards the road and go towards Fairhaven.
Alright. So you guys begin to walk the rest of the way. Who's going to lead your group as you guys were walking?
Bast, of course. He's the second in command.
Who decided that?
Whoever decided to put Bast's token.
Yeah.
Well, I only did that because Bast is the one who's summoning the horses for you, so.
Well, then Bast, you go ahead. Do your druid thing.
Oh,
Find a
but
way.
I think there was somebody who was so before Keto spoke up. When the leadership has before it transferred, somebody actually said something as Keto said it first. Like Keto said it first, but somebody did say
I
it.
was about to step
There you go.
forward.
See. All right. Yeah, Bass was about to become leader again. But anyways.
Or since this is Duron's personal mission, you want to take point?
I mean, I would. Considering Bast
too late.
alignment
Bast
with
for the
nature,
leader
I feel
again.
like he's probably more adept at tracking.
I
This
mean,
mission-
we don't have to drag anything, we just have to follow the lightning rail tracks. But sure, I can do that too.
And
Is your
rock.
druid? Is the druid in the party just like a utility belt for you guys? Just
Yeah. I mean, that's
Okay,
why
what
druids are so
are.
great. That's why
They're just
druids are so
fucking-
great, Cal. They're the
just like-
greatest class in the game.
do the grunt work. Horses,
Ranger,
Bass.
Ranger is the
Fucking
greatest.
horses, right?
Druids
ASAP.
mostly get utility spells, like.
And water breathing, motherfuckers. Make sure you prepare that. Alright, anyway.
Guys, like, you could
I
walk
mean,
like
if you don't
this,
want to
wow,
walk underwater, you
and
can't just
walk on air. Druids are great.
They can do everything. They can
Yeah.
take any role that exists.
Okay.
Go, Druid. Go.
See, that's why I don't like Duron.
What? Because he suggested you do what you're better at than him? How dare he?
Oh, it's the snark and the arrogance.
How is this
Yes.
relevant to this situation? Right here.
I mean, you did it again just by opening your mouth.
Yeah.
There you go. There goes again. Oh my
How
God, you can't
dare
stop.
you roleplay in this D&D session, motherfucker? Go out.
So who's rolling the survival check?
I don't say I have a great survival, but yeah, if Duron just says I should take the lead, then I'm gonna take the lead.
Doing suggest it, you could also be like, nah.
Alright. Bast. After that, you realize, like, oh, we can just follow the lightning rail tracks. Towards Fairhaven. And you do. But you only make maybe progress for a little bit. You're still, I'd say, about a day's way. Definitely can speed that up with another conjure animal for 3 hours. But yeah, you're about like a day away from what you can tell, Bast. Nighttime falls on you guys. You guys can continue trekking on throughout the night, or you can make camp, or you guys could, have like an orgy. I don't know what you guys want to do.
That's a camp and orgy, yes, walk.
I mean, it's like 2 on 2, right? And then like.
That's not an orgy, is it?
But
I'm
then,
not sure
but then,
what the
then
definition
the
is.
twos can merge. The twos can merge and make
Yeah,
4,
no.
and I'd say that's probably our orgy
Yeah,
at that point.
Ebrius is a one-man kind of fiefling. Or
Feel
one
like
elf.
you're getting the mega pass, but
We're up to 5, that's an orgy.
He has a vibrant option too.
So what do you guys do?
Make camp.
Yeah, I just say make camp.
Mm-hmm.
Bast, as the second in command, I think you have the ultimate say here.
Is that what you cut out?
I said, as the second in command, you probably have the
Yeah.
the way to say, or like the voice.
Oh yeah, let's make camp.
Right?
You
Who's
don't have to
gonna
decide that.
set
Wait,
up
what
camp?
about the orgy? What do we do, Bast?
No.
FYI, an orgy. An orgy is when multiple groups, like a group of people, all participate in sexual interactions with each other.
Yeah, he can summon a bunch of animals.
It depends. I mean, yeah. That's gross. That's not
Quality content right there.
That's not an orgy. That's like a. Anyways, all right. So you guys set up camp for the night. Who's going to kind of prepare the camp for you guys?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, I can help
survival.
out.
All right. Ebrius, before you roll survival, Ebrius, you're helping Duron. How do you help him? Roll a survival check for yourself.
Wait, did you ask me a question or did you tell me to roll? I'm not sure.
Well, actually, tell me describe how you help him out.
Gonna collect firewood for the fire, set up tents, and so on and so on. Maybe like
okay.
help him like scout out a good place. Like this place is gonna be dry, and so on and so on.
All right, I'll give Duron roll advantage.
Great. Survival 11.
Oh, nice. Ebrius and Duron, you guys go out, and each of you, instead of splitting the work, you guys return back to camp, and there is nothing done except for both of you have enormous amount of firewood. The same amount of firewood for each person.
Duron, I
so-
said I'll get the firewood.
No,
What the hell?
You said I would get like
Yes, I will get the firewood.
pointed at me.
Pointed myself.
No,
He pointed at me and said, "I will get the firewood." What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
He points at himself. It's your fault.
Okay, but you have enough firewood to last you guys not even the night, or more than just the night, to like the next day. But there's no tents.
Let me know.
Is it raining?
It's a really nice day. It's a clear night sky.
I guess we don't need tents for tonight.
For not.
And with that, the four of you lay down. And do you guys do anything at night, or do we move on?
I see.
Y'all trying to get some inspiration up in here?
Ebrius is just gonna cuddle up with Bast while looking up at the stars.
Okay. And with that, the night ends. We move back over to Aurelia. Aurelia, you're sleeping.
My animals to alert me if something.
Your animals are keeping a perimeter, a nice little watch around you. The lion actually, not doing what you asked it to do, really. I mean, it is, but in a very inefficient manner. But the mastiff is so eager to please you. It is, waiting and alert and keen as you fall asleep, Aurelia. You hear musical notes, and you can't tell if you're dreaming or not. But you follow this globe of light, and the globe of light kind of flies around you, illuminating where you are. And you realize you're surrounded by trees in this open clearing, in a clearing, and a little bit far away, like maybe 15 feet from you, is this red gazebo, almost like a pavilion-looking building. It's just like an outside building in like a hexagon shape with bright red paint on the outside, painted over it. And you have a feeling that there is something that's kind of pulling you in that direction. It's not forceful, but you have a connection with it. And then your dream fades. And you wake up again to the sunrise. A little chilly, but the lion has now cuddled up with you and has now been giving you body warmth. You look over at rubbing the tiredness from your eyes, and you see your mastiff has not moved from the position that you've asked it to stay in to guard yourself. It looks kind of tired, kind of weary.
I pet both the lion and the mastiff. Thank you both. And at that point, I think they should disappear because it lasts until dawn.
The lion does not like it when you touch it, and it looks at you, and for a second, like it's about to raise up a paw, and then poof, it's gone. The dog, the mastiff, looks at you with love and loyalty, and then the dog perks up. You can see a little bit of sadness in his eyes as it just kind of gone.
I roll again. What do I get with day 4? I get a goat. Not again. No. At this point, I'm just slaughtering animals. I summon a goat. And I command the goat to move a bit further away from me.
Bast has taught you well.
I command the goat to get further away from me. If there's a disobedient lion or something that wants to eat it, it just can run away into the forest. And I summon another one. A 1. What does 1 give me? It gives me a rat. I summon a rat.
I
Okay.
ain't no rat.
And another one. Another goat. Great, I have 2 goats and a rat.
Alright. You look as the 2 goats look at each other and blink, and as goats do in their free time, they look at each other, look at you, and then they just begin to communicate with each other.
I was expecting something completely else. I'm glad it didn't come up to my expectations.
Oh, you found one of Duron's goats giving.
And the goats are just screaming. Any type of whatchamacallit, stealth checks you make will be pretty much at a disadvantage, if not an automatic fail. But yeah, you have two screaming goats who are just screaming at the top of their lungs. What do you do? The rat, I mean, you know, just scrambles around, maybe climbs up your pants or your clothes.
Does it allow me to put it on my shoulder?
Yeah, the rat's fine with it.
So do I still feel that pull or something coming from this forest?
Roll a perception check.
Alright. 23.
You close your eyes for a second, and you feel the gentle breeze in the air. And as the breeze passes by you, you hear the rustling of leaves and a soft voice. Eberron rings out towards the forest.
This is not going to end well, but I'm going to go to the forest. But it's Eberron, like, I have to, at this point, to be just rude, because I tend to Eberron spirits.
Okay. You walk into the forest, and the forest itself is almost from like a fairy tale. There are giant mushrooms that poke up out of the ground, about the size of about 2 feet tall, almost the size of your arm. It's about as thick and wide as a tree trunk, and there's this dark red hue to the mushroom caps. Very phallic, very penis-y in nature, and they're all poking up out of the ground. Now, you continue to walk, and you hear the sounds of birds, of course. You begin to realize there's a lot of vibrant green colors, but it's paired with these darker red colors. Some of the birds that fly around have this dark red, almost rusted type of color look to them as they flutter about. You continue to walk. Roll a survival check.
Alright. 21.
And as you're walking, you can almost tell like the breeze, it floats past you and in front of you. And you almost feel like as if it guides you to where you need to go. The wildlife in the forest, they don't seem to interfere with you. But you do hear rustling nearby. Roll a perception check.
Well, I'm finally becoming the Disney princess I always wanted to be. 15.
And you see glances. Actually, yeah, you see like a barest glimpse of these red fur-covered hands with opposable thumbs kind of on branches, and they disappear for a quick second, but something is just kind of traveling along the canopies of these trees, following you. Don't know exactly what it is.
I order my rat if it notices anything to alert me. Okay. It has advantage on these checks to detect. So if it finds something to detect.
Does it have keen smell? Is that what it is?
Keen smell, yeah.
Okay. Well, it'll probably tell you like if something is coming closer, but it can't tell you what it's coming. The goats continue to scream. Where are the goats? Are they in front of you or are they behind you?
Definitely behind me. Quite a bit of a distance behind me because I'm not having that near my ear for a few hours.
Alright, and roll one last survival check.
19.
Alright. You lead the way, and the goats behind you continue along, each screaming its ears out, until you come across a clearing. The one that you've seen in your dreams. Your eyes lift up, and you see this strange, almost like dreamlike building. Not quite sure where it is, but it looks really out of place here. But there is a path that kind of winds up to the door that glows with magical energy.
Do I see any indications that it might be one of my spirit shrines?
An indication as if it was one of your spirit shrines. You see sunlight filter down through the canopies of the leaves, and the sunlight you can almost hear this sound. As an indication of if it's your spirit shrine. I mean, you can interpret that as you will.
I go towards it.
You walk towards it. You reach your hand down, or you walk towards it. What else do you do?
I try to enter. If it's a spirit shrine, I didn't know it was here before, so it would be a pretty nice place to check out.
As you enter, or as you walk up to this glowing door that prevents you from going any further or seeing inside, the runes on this door begin to glow, and they switch colors, and you see one that's dark blue, almost purple, dark, very dark purple glow, and then a blood red glow, and then a golden color glow, and the three kind of mix into each other, and the door opens, kind of sliding inside of itself, and a blast of some sort of humid and kind of like a fungus smelling air just hits you in the face. We move over to our friends. What do you guys do? We're waiting to go to Fairhaven. You guys all wake up. You know, well, while you guys are sleeping, do you guys take a watch? Like, do you guys, like, you know, protect yourselves? What do you guys do?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would imagine, yeah.
I mean, I only have to meditate 4 hours, so I sort of tell people that if one of them just wants to watch for the first 4 hours, I have it after that.
I think, yeah, if two people take the first 2 hours, like, you know, like 2 hours, then this first and second hour, the third, fourth, then you can take the last 4.
Yeah.
I can take the first one.
I'll take the second one.
Okay.
I get sleep.
All right. So whoever's taking the first watch, roll a survival or perception check.
It matters not. Oh, sorry. Well, but still 14.
No cheating. Get that fucking advantage shit out of here.
I removed it.
All right. No, I'm joking. It doesn't really matter.
Also,
why are you even awake then?
because I'm gonna really trust my fantasy to be up alone.
Beautiful.
Oh wow. All right. So between the two
you
of
share
you,
this much concern for Gabriella.
exactly. Between the two of you, you guys watch as the sun kind of sets underneath the horizon. Darkness comes, and you notice it is very peaceful. You know, you're removed from the city, from the smells, the sounds of that stimulate brain, and you get very drowsy towards the end of your watch. Just the warmth from the ground, the warmth from the campfire, all kind of making your eyelids a little heavy. And then you wake up Ebrius.
Nothing happened.
Alright.
Good night.
Good night.
Ebrius.
Alright. Perception.
Or survival.
Say again.
Or survival.
And they're the same, so I'll just go with perception. Boom, shakalaka.
All right,
Dude.
Oh, that's a reset.
I hate you so much. Give it to me. Ever.
Yeah.
Why?
Can I give it to one of them?
No. All right, remove all your
I had
cards.
a loot card.
That's when the reset comes out the most, when you guys have blue cards. I actually rigged the decks.
I believe you.
All right, Ebrius, while you are getting rid of all your cards that you have kept over the time, you look out at the night and you notice there's something that like you can barely perceive that there's something that like kind of breaks the grass. So it's like, imagine like the grass is just a field, it's just a field of grass, and you can kind of see that there's no wind where you are, but some of the blades of grass that's about maybe a foot high from the ground starts to move. A very keen eye could only pick this up and recognize that this is not wind. There are things moving the grass. You first see some of the grass around there begin to move, but then you see more and more and more and more.
Are they moving towards us or just around us, or what am I seeing?
If your camp is, let's say, like right here where Bast's token is, they're moving from east to west from you, right? So like, as in like they're moving past you guys, but not interrupting where your camp is. Whatever it is, bless you, must be shorter than a foot tall too.
Alright, I'll keep an eye out, make sure like nothing's coming our way, but if they're just passing by, I won't wake anybody up.
Alright. You continue to watch and you notice that like, you know, the hour passes, or the 2 hours passes of your watch, and the amount of the moving grasses doesn't really stem. What do you do? But your time is pretty much up.
Alright, so the moving grass is still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has it moved any closer to us?
Nope, it seems like it's traveling along a path.
Alright. I'm gonna walk over to Coravel, shake her awake.
Everybody imagines like when an elf meditates, they're just like cross-legged and like so regal. I imagine Coravel just kind of sleeping, like just kind of like.
Rude. Rude. I already told you I did that whole cross-leg bullshit.
No, I'm meditating, guys. I'm meditating.
You know, it's just like, I'm meditating, guys. Anyways, sorry. It's just a funny image in my head, like, you know, all these elves just like, and then Coravel is like,
don't you guys meditate, snore?
So I'm gonna like just get close to her, like grab her by the shoulder, like
shake her violently.
yeah, shake her violently. I'll give her a little push.
Since I'm just meditating, I come out of my meditation relatively easily and ask, "Is it my turn?"
Mm-hmm. I point to where the moving grass is. And I say, "There's something moving there. It's been moving all night. It hasn't come close, but keep an eye on it."
Will do.
Then I'm gonna carefully get back into bed, trying not to wake Bast up.
Wait, you guys are sleeping? What? You have like double bedrolls? Like how? What are you talking about? Get back
No, but
to bed.
like the bedroll is like close to Bast.
Oh, so you want to try to get back into cuddle position?
Yeah, I'm not
Bast.
doing the like the thing, you know. I'm doing it like very carefully.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. Cause roll a stealth check.
Alright, is this stealth check based on sound?
I mean, maybe.
Are you going to spit on Bast and make him not be able to hear?
No, but I do have the boots of Elvenkind, so you get advantage. If I'm
didn't-
sneaky.
I would say this is a little bit different. There's many components to this. Roll a normal stealth check. If you're like walking through the woods, sure. But this, you're trying to like, but yeah, you do good. You hold in that fart that I had prepared for you.
Just to ask, don't you have armor on that gives disadvantage?
I took out my armor off while I'm sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Or do I get to wear it?
No, you guys. I'm assuming every single time you guys go to sleep, you're taking your armor off, or I mean, or else you're just gonna wake up with exhaustion, which
Then,
defeats sleep, right? So.
Yeah, it's
Unless you're like Bast, who wears what, leather armor? I think that's fine.
And since I don't actually lay down, I keep my armor on.
Yeah, we still get it. You're still in that very sexy, sexy glamour
No,
outfit.
Just
It's like
took
the
that off
Xena the
ages
Princess
ago.
Warrior.
I took that off ages ago.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
It's just
sitting in
two
a nice,
straps
like-
of leather,
Yeah.
but somehow it increases your AC by 3. All those like Skyrim fan
Yeah.
armor for there. But anyways, yeah, you wake up. You don't wake up Bast as you slip in beside her or him. As you slip inside him.
No.
That's
My
a
name
high
is
stealth.
Sneaky Dick.
Is it so tiny that? Is it so tiny that?
I should have given you advantage on that. But anyways. Yeah. And Coravel, you
Yes.
are awake and you see, I mean, it's nighttime, so you can still see, but where Ebrius has pointed, you do see the blades of grass kind of moving. You would have probably picked it up right away if he didn't point it out.
So can I stealthily go up and look at the grass and see what I can see?
Yeah, sure. Roll a stealth check.
Keep in mind I have the boots of Elvenkind, so I move silently.
Whoa, we have
on
2
the
boots of
surface.
Elvenkinds up in this party badge? Holy
They
shit!
gave them to me.
Wait,
They gave me the boots of Elvenkind.
Oh,
Last
okay,
game.
then. I don't know. I just saw on the stream like one of my magical items was boots of all kinds, so I'm like, I guess I got it.
wait, you did have one, didn't you?
I think.
Is it in your
was
inventory or is it not?
I think we were supposed to like give it to Ebrius because Cora was already pretty stealthy, but then we decided to give it to her. So it might just be that it was a mix-up.
Hmm.
Oh, we all have boots of Elvenkind.
Yeah, much simpler.
So I don't have boots.
Is it in your inventory, Ebrius? Did you get it from a different time period, or was that the only one?
I don't think. I think it was from like the tower. Like I think
That
I
was
noted
from
it
the
down.
tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just double. Let me just double check, y'alls. Let me just double check, y'alls, because
I think we should all just add it just to be safe.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, right.
so you got the Elvenkind then. Okay, yeah, no, that's the only time. So you do not have the boots of Elvenkind.
And they're gone.
Sorry.
Wait, Aurelia, did you note down the 2 letters from Davin and the invasion map?
What? What did you say?
Did you
That's a
note
no.
down the 2 letters from Davin or to Davin and the invasion map?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I can remove it from mine. There.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
God, did you smoke them?
don't start coughing and shit. Get me sick over the internet, motherfucker. Cover your mouth. That's rude, dude. Cover your mouth.
Oh man, fuck you.
It just your microphone probably smells like shit.
I-
No.
Like, not the general direction.
All right. So Coravel, roll a stealth check with advantage since you have boots of Elvenkind. Not 20. Fine. You just fly over there.
Becomes the darkness.
16. My mouse is still fucked up.
Oh, wow.
That's
Dude,
3 16s
you
in a
got
row.
You rolled 2 5s? Jeez.
I'm really
3
bad
fives.
at rolling.
well, remember when you hit level 11, you can never roll below an 11. So that's
Cal
but
will
except
find
for
it.
critical failures, that still acts the same way. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I just
Yeah, because she could never get a
yeah.
card otherwise, you know.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
be kind of
That-
unfair.
You're
that's a broken
eliminating
feature.
the. I get it. So if she rolls anything besides the 2, if you're a halfling rogue, I mean, you're pretty much set, right? Like you're probably not gonna critically fail most times.
With a lucky feat.
With the lucky
Gosh,
and
we're all
then
gonna pick like halflings. Fuck
I
Cal's
mean,
system.
yeah, whatever. Do you not like story or do you like story? So, Coravel, you make a little bit of a rustling noise as you walk up to this, and you hear. You see the body of a snake kind of just raise up and look at you. The frills on the side of his snakes like just kind of pop out, and it makes eye contact with you, and you realize there are hundreds of snakes just migrating through these grassy fields.
I'm going to slowly back away.
All right. Looking this snake in the eye, you just slowly back away, and the snake kind of lingers there for a moment, and then the frills go back inside and begins to just kind of continue on its path.
You should have stabbed it. I reckon.
Yeah, hell no.
Only good things happens when
Yeah,
you
that's what
stab
you did.
snakes.
um,
Nothing bad would happen if you kill a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no.
hey, don't force your mistakes onto other people.
I'm sick of motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking place.
So you walk back. Roll perception check as you go back on guard for the rest of the night.
21.
Nice. After an hour passes, the grass stops moving, and you can realize, oh, okay, so whatever those snakes are doing, they're now gone. And the rest of the 3 hours, I roll a d20. The people who are sleeping.
Just a d20?
All 3 of you, sleepers. Oh, Bast, that's it. That's not it for Bast. Oh, Ebrius. You hear Ebrius begin to speak in his sleep.
No, Bast. Not the nipple clamps.
You hear him say, like, you hear him chuckle in his sleep. You hear, and then just like stop.
That's awkward.
It's not even Ebrius's voice that emanates from him.
That's even more awkward.
Do any of you feel like eating orphans?
The next, but then that's the only thing that you see, and the sun begins to rise up out of the sky, or out of the horizon. Coravel, who do you wake up first?
I'm gonna wake up Duron first.
Oh, hey, morning.
I motioned for him to be quiet and motioned him to follow me.
So I nod.
Ooh la la.
So we're gonna go outside. What's the nearest source of water?
Roll a your water skins. But if you'd like to try to find a source of water, roll a nature check or a survival check.
All right. 11.
Your water skins are probably the. But you can
Okay.
also kind of tell, like, if you dig deep enough, you might get like a, you know, like a underground, like the water might pull into like your hole. I watched a lot of survival shows. You can dig. Hopefully, if the ground's wet, there might be some water.
You end up in
I'm
Eberron
going
now.
to take the water out of my water skin, open up both of my little jars that hold about 2-3 cups of water, and pour it in so that it has a larger opening. So now we have 2 jars of water. I hand one to Duron and say, want to get them back for having us almost fall off our horses earlier?
Yes.
So now we both have a little jar of water. And go with a large opening so all the water leaves at once, of course, instead of just the small trickle that you get from your water skin. And we're going to go back into the tent and wake up these two lovey-dovey lovebirds.
We have no tents. It's open. Like, it's open sky.
We're going to go back over to the lovebirds and just throw water on them to wake them up.
Oh wow!
The second before I cast, I go, "Hey, Bast!"
Watch out! There's water.
Yeah, watch out! There's water. Go.
All right.
So we both throw about 3 cups of water on each of the, on.
I only
throw
aim
mine
at
on-
Bast.
And I aim at Ebrius.
Okay.
Roll the hit.
Water. They're not gonna roll the hit. What the hell are you talking about? You guys are sleeping.
Maybe they don't.
Yeah. So.
Ebrius is a trained warrior. He can dodge even in his sleep.
Lost to a horse like twice.
I killed a horse. And an undead horse at that.
They were fighting the mummy, and you you were engaged one-on-one with this undead horse, and the rest of the party were like dying to this curse. But anyways, but it wasn't your fault because the tunnels were tight. You can't really do anything about it. So, yeah. Ebrius, Bast, you are abruptly woken up. Water is dripping down your face, down onto your clothes. The top part of your your outfit is soaking wet, and some of the water has now kind of soaked into your bedroll as well. What do you guys do?
What the hell?
I'm just standing there laughing.
Like I said, hey, water. You know, like the horses.
I look to Bast. This calls for vengeance.
Oh,
We
no.
just started praying for it. This is beautiful. Exactly
This
what I
is why nobody likes you.
They started. Oh, we're even.
Bast, remember the second time we met Timothy?
Oh gosh.
Hey, PvP guys?
And I'm all left out.
I remember the first time and the third time.
The spiders.
I mean, on the second time they didn't work. They worked on the first time though.
Did you summon the spider twice on him? I understand why he was angry. I thought you only did it once.
He tried it the second time, but he got counterspelled.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Alright.
save that for some other time.
Watery jokes aside, I'm sorry, but
Best
that was,
cold.
she came up with a decent prank.
Yes, it was hilarious. Ah,
I could have broken my leg. Are we
just
really
feel
gonna
like-
compare water to falling off a horse?
I'm going to grab my tiny pot back from Duron, put the
Oh,
lids on, and put them back in my backpack.
All right. The sun is in the sky. You guys gotta have like a day of walking towards Fairhaven. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna change my clothes into the noble ones because I have those left, and I'm just sit down and meditate for a bit so that I can prepare what spells.
in the meantime, Ebrius just takes off his shirt, like, what is it? What do you say when like, and they drain it from the water. Knots it up. I don't even know. Then puts it back on. Puts on his armor. Drains his sleeping bag. Puts it in the backpack.
Ebrius, we have some time. Hand over that shirt. I could repair it. If Bast is meditating.
Sure. Throw the shirt at his face.
Let's try to catch it.
You guys also want to roleplay using the bathroom?
Yes.
He goes into the woods.
Yeah, goes
Takes
into
off
the
his
woods.
pants. Squats down.
First, look for some decent sized leaves.
Roll
And,
for turd.
Third size.
Turd size. That one is constipation. Or diarrhea. You get
I was just.
Chicken
On the road,
steps into
it's
the
probably
third and
diarrhea.
then flies on your head.
Yeah. So, what do you guys do?
So
Yeah.
if you want me to have the ability to cast water breathing once, we can just ride on the horse for 2 hours instead of 3.
I mean, I feel we can start with 2, see how far we make it.
Mhm.
That's great.
Welcome back.
Jacob,
Jacob,
just,
this is
just
what
a
happens
second.
when your characters keep dying. You don't actually get to play.
Wait, Nina, Bast
Hey.
can actually cast it without spending.
Though.
Bast can cast it without spending a spell slot. It's a ritual spell, water breathing. You just need to spend 10 minutes casting it if you want, and you will not waste a spell slot. It's like a free casting.
Okay, I guess I can still take 3 hours of horses.
What made you change your mind?
A voice in my head.
Yeah. Something has told you, the mechanics.
Yeah.
You're druiding
Well,
wrong, motherfucker.
Well, he
Shit.
would, Bast would know. It just
I know,
that
I'm
us
joking,
players
I'm
don't
joking,
know.
I'm
Yeah, I know.
Would he though?
Would he though? Would Bast know? I mean, Bast is like.
It's his spell.
If it's not animal cruelty, I'm not sure if Bast knows about it.
Do I have to sacrifice animals for this ritual casting? I mean,
Figure outside.
How many drowned eagles does it take to cast water breathing?
4. 4 is the answer here. But anyways, okay. So after a moment, Bast casts underwater breathing on all of you. Gills begin to pop into your necks, and then they fade away. For a second, you guys are all like, "Oh, it's gross looking," and then it disappears.
This feels weird.
A little fishy aftertaste in all your mouths.
You.
Hmm.
And what do? 1 second, I have to chit out my battery.
I guess we're gonna ride.
Of
You-
course they wanna
you-
ride.
You know what would be really funny? To summon a bunch of horses and cast water walk on them, and then sit on the horses and like ride the horses over
Trent
the
be
water.
the apocalypse.
I'm
Like-
I'm not gonna play a Frozen 2.
Hey, no spoilers. Haven't seen it yet.
Neither
You
have
know
I,
what?
spoilers.
You know how Bast could terrify people? Like, they're just like a couple having a picnic near the water, and he just walks on the water towards them like Jesus.
Yeah, but this isn't our world. this is fantasy world. They
People
might
would be
have-
like, "God damn it, wizards have too much time on their hands."
yeah, like, oh, way to
They're-
show
they're-
off. There's a road right next to you, asshole.
Yeah, you're blocking the. Get out of here!
And then Bast just kills them.
I could scare them if I could still turn into a dragon turtle.
I mean,
That
you
could be good.
Bear and terrify them. Just that would be more scary. A bear running on water towards people. No.
Water bear!
No.
Not again!
Is it already spring? Those
Yes.
water bears.
So, do you conjure your horses, Bast?
Yeah.
Okay. So as the group just kind of waits around for you to cast all these awesome spells, Bast, you're kind of feeling a little tired after doing all this. But 4 horses appear.
I would like to compliment your spellcasting. You seem very diverse skill set.
Thanks.
With that, you guys mount up. I need all 4 of you guys to roll some animal handling checks as you ride off.
God.
No, not Bast. Not you, Bast.
7.
You do not
16.
need to.
I'd like to use
This is revenge for splashing them. You rolled
I'll
poorly.
use a luck point. Where the fuck are you again? There. Ha!
That's what you get.
Duron, you hold on to your horse as it begins to kind of buck to side. Coravel, your horse, as soon as you get up on it, it's like and it bucks you off. Roll a dex check. Dex save.
Dex save, okay.
And again, just backflip off of it.
Damn rogues.
Land on your feet with a nice smile. You're like, oh, that was pretty fun. But eventually, all of you guys get onto your horses and begin to ride off. Based on the checks, I'm going to move you guys half a day ride. Half a day. Alright, so by the time the sun is in the noon sky, you can see the outskirts of Fairhaven. The traffic here has improved greatly. You see some farms in the area as well as you're riding through the road, of course. There are many people making their way, mostly farmers and their wagons making their way into Fairhaven. On a quick glance, it'd probably take you another maybe 3 or 4 hours of walking to get to the gates.
Hey, Coravel. Are you
Yeah?
good with disguises?
I'm not bad at them. I can mostly only change my own clothing, though. I don't really have any tools to be able to change disguises.
You could say I'm good with disguises for myself.
Bast could just hide himself as, a animal. It's much harder for, Ebrius and me. I don't.
Did I tell you Fairhaven people eat cats? No, I'm joking. They eat monkeys and bats, and it's just fucking Wuhan up in this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have the.
Everybody
gonna have an
roll 10
epidemic.
con checks.
If
You're
you're
gonna
over the
need-
age of 50, you're gonna have disadvantage on this con save.
Don't worry, we have instant cure that is just level 2 spells.
No, you can't instantly cure COVID-19. I'm sorry.
COVID-19,
use it
give a
to
fuck
level
about your
nine.
magic.
There's only 12 test kits in all of the country, so.
This is America.
Fairhaven shuts down for 2 weeks. Y'all can't get into Fairhaven. It's quarantined. Anyways, you guys are about 3-4 hours away.
Alright, so we walk in as is.
Okay, so if any of you have any great ideas, since infiltrating is not one of my skill sets, please share if you have a great idea. So far, my main consideration is we should scout out the embassy, if any entrances, exits.
Look, I stab things and I bleed. That's what I do.
And some monks, they climb things and punches people. Yeah, any of you have any better ideas? And okay. Good talk with everybody. Good talk. Good game.
GG.
Yeah.
Well, Coravel did have an idea. She goes in without us. I don't think they're looking for her. And she arranges the boats to pick us up.
But I don't think that... I'm not sure in what form Gabriella is in, and I'm not sure if it's, just pocketable. Also,
well, no, I go and I rent boats and then have them come and pick us all up.
Okay.
Can you locate her with locate creature?
I don't have the spell.
But I would have to meditate again.
How long do you have to meditate?
You suck, Nina.
About a minute.
Joking.
How long?
About a minute.
Oh.
I mean, we have a minute.
I know, that dragon's getting pretty close.
Oh, it's fine. They don't exist here. Yeah, well, let's give you a minute if
The question is, do I remember her well enough to describe her?
Do you remember her sass?
I remember her jealousy.
Many things to do and it's connected with sass.
Yeah, like
Stupid
it was
inside her twice.
Yeah, you've seen how she acts. Nothing incredibly like too standoffish, but yeah, a little bit.
But I would probably wait until we are in the town because it doesn't last that long.
What do you guys do?
I think our main goal is just to get into the town for right now.
Okay, so you walk the 3 or 4 hours towards the gates of Fairhaven.
Mhm.
Okay. And as you do, you begin to hear the sounds of the city ring out, and also the sounds of the music of the city comes alive. This city, Fairhaven, is incredibly dense. The gates are the walls are 20 to 25 feet in height, and as there isn't really much of a line to get into the city, you do see that the guards on the walls are very heavily equipped. The same guards you've seen, and most of you know now that they are called the Crown's Guard.
Excuse me for dropping in. How long has it been? Has it been 8 hours since they met up? Since they left me?
Yeah, definitely more than 8 hours.
This
It's
is
been like
another
a
day.
Your aid spell is gone. That gave you 15 extra HP. So Coravel, Ebrius, and Duron, you had 15 extra HP to your maximum and current, so it's all gone now.
Mhm.
What do you guys do?
Let's walk in.
Yeah.
So, you
Alright.
wait behind a line of caravan masters, of farmers with wagons. As you do, you see they're right in front of you as you guys are on horses, or no, you guys are walking.
Oh, we're
so
walking.
a little dirt on your clothes from the travel. Sweat a little bit from this really large orb in the sky that's just heating you guys all up. You see a wagon in front of you. The man who's driving it has his back towards you, but he's wearing this like really large, outrageous straw hat that gives him a little bit of protection from the sun. And you see in the wagon that he's in the back of the wagon, there are mounds and mounds of corn. There's a little boy, brown hair, cute looking boy, rough clothing. He's sitting on top of this wagon, and you watch as he's starting to like, his eyes are locked on you guys, and he starts to like pluck these little kernels from the corn and start like kind of throwing it in your direction. Seems like he's a little
I have
bored.
killed children for less.
Yeah, you say that about everything. That was one time your eggs were cold. The server didn't smile enough. It was. That's a good catchphrase.
Everyone roll dex saves.
13.
7.
All right. As you guys begin to talk to each other, Duron, your mouth kind of opens up a little bit, and one of the kernels kind of plops in. The little boy kind of says, "Yeah!" This mischievous grin on his face.
Ebrius, do your thing. The child slayer. The orphan maker.
Nah, that kid made me laugh.
The
Can't
orphan
kill him.
ender.
Soon enough,
Yeah, no.
the line continues to go in, and you hear the guards kind of talk to the farmer in front of you. What's your business here in Fairhaven? The guards, the farmer looks at them. Oh, yes sir, I'm selling my corn in the back with my boy. Looks at the wagon. Alright, go on in. And the wagon rumbles inside through the gates. The guards a little bit more hesitant on you guys, since you guys are all wearing weapons and armors. Hey, you stop! What is your business in Fairhaven? Adventurers?
A mercantile business. We have quite money and would like to spend it.
Alright.
So I guess personal merchantile, not reselling.
Roll persuasion check.
Persuasion, where thou at? You know, I just luck. Fuck it.
Okay.
Oh,
God, we're gonna die.
I'll use my flash of genius, flash of insight. That's a 10.
Does anybody want to help him out? Okay.
You guys
No one wants to help him
out. How do I help him?
You can distract him with your boobs.
We talk, like being like, yeah, sure, we're here to buy. You know, like we heard there's a good magic shop here.
Because it's
Yeah.
just Duron up there with his
Coravel, like, could
mechanical
show off.
panther next to him.
Coravel could show off her great dress, and she says, "Well, I'm also merchant, but do you want to know what I sell? I'm a
No,
different
I'm just
kind of
wearing my
merchant."
plain armor right now. It's not enchanted.
Yeah, it's not
currently.
enchanted.
But no, I'm going to walk up and say, sorry for this buffoon, sir. Basically, what we're here for is we've been having trouble accessing rare metals, and I'm looking to create a new rapier, preferably one made of giant seal, and I heard that some of the guilds in town might have access to some. So really, that's our main purpose for coming here.
And
Alright.
this one you close.
Roll
I'm
a
gonna get
persuasion.
this
Roll
stored-up jacket.
persuasion
shirt.
chart. If you say that, then you're going to
Oh,
give,
come on!
Coravel.
That's a bad luck card, correct?
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. Have
I
inspiration.
hate you.
You have
Yeah.
inspiration. You can
Can I use
neglect.
inspiration?
Yeah, you don't have to
You-
take away the bad luck card that you just drew then.
You can get natural
Alright,
20s.
goodbye bad luck card. There you go, Cal.
Oh shit, that was a good one.
Yeah.
This
So
has
I'm
hit.
gonna use my basic inspiration to
Okay.
re-roll that. 26.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I really want
The
flash
guards,
to make it a
they,
30.
both of the guards are nodding. They're like, right. They're not really paying attention to what you're saying, Coravel. They're like, sure. They're both smiling at you like idiots. And finally, the guard kind of like, you may pass, all of you. Come on, get inside. There's a line waiting for
I bat my eyelashes at them and say, thank you, boy. And we all walk
I like
past.
We'll be at the Lion Eyes Inn if you're around. He winks at you.
Ooh.
And
Interesting.
And the
I
four
I'm
of
not
you
even a sexy outfit at the moment.
walk in to Fairhaven. The
I
Warden's
felt like I
Gate.
almost had them convinced.
Yeah, no.
Shit. I just remembered something. Whistle.
Ah.
What the hell happened to Whistle?
Well, Aurelia did tell him to get the safe place. If you remember, she did say it, so maybe you remember.
Y'all
that.
just kind of ditched him, but
Yeah.
yeah, you guys
Honestly,
walk
I
into
remember
the.
he went up to the top of the house and started alarming.
He's still standing there.
They took
Shut
him in
up.
for evidence. So you guys walk
He's the
into a
one that
very,
ratted us out.
Kill him.
very familiar sight of Fairhaven. The sounds. This is the lifeblood of the city right here. This main artery that brings all the travel, the traffic into the city. What do you guys do?
We should go to the embassy, scout it out. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
The embassy.
Embassy.
The embassy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And as you guys walk in, we move back to our friend over here.
Hey,
At this-
Nina, what did you say? You're very quiet.
Does everyone need to go check the embassy out?
I think it's for Duron's sake. That's probably where they took Gabriella.
Well, to the Kurori, not to the green, whatever you are. Green leaf?
The green leafers.
Green singers.
Green singer,
Missing a
Woodies.
you know,
It's
They're
the
just-
other one.
to the damn hippies.
Wait. So what did you guys say?
Might actually see Alexander.
Maybe.
It's not the Green Singer's embassy where they took him, but the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should go
But how
Kurori.
close are they to each other?
I think on meta level they actually did say where they are when they visited us.
Yeah. Well, they-
Yeah. You guys actually also
remember?
passed by the embassy too on the way to the Green Singer embassy.